Hey, it's River. It's much later into the morning. It's like 3 a.m. And I wanted to film another video. I've been going back through my videos on my channel, and that first one was a doozy. But I just want to make like an update about the last video I just posted. So let me introduce the channel. This channel is dedicated towards the early stages of figuring out if you're multiple or not. I've been on this journey for about 7 months now, since about January of this year, 2024. It's now September. Wow, that's not 7 months. That's 9 months. So it was January 2024 when Carl fronted for the first time that I was like, that's not me. But I think it took like 2 months for me to start posting videos about it, so that's why I got confused there. But yeah, so just documenting the social reality, the lived experience, the discovery process of learning if you're multiple. I don't know if I said this yet, but I'm more confident nowadays that I am multiple, but I am not clinically diagnosed. I'm working on it with my psychologist, so far it's a psychiatrist, and it's an ongoing assessment that every time I meet with him, like every 4 to 6 weeks, and I don't just talk about the DID stuff, so sometimes the whole session isn't dedicated towards it. Sometimes I talk about BPD or suicide or other things, so it's gonna be like a slow process before I'm like diagnosed, if I do get diagnosed, but it's in the works. I really don't want any of my videos to ever be taken as educational, or anything to base your reality upon, or compare your symptoms to my symptoms or someone else's symptoms to my symptoms. I never want that to be the intention of my videos. So just like look at this as like a living diary, like just take it with not just a grain of salt, take it with a whole pitcher of salt, okay? So what I'm gonna talk about in this video is kind of just like how, so I have 3 major diagnoses, 4 kind of. So I have, well, I know I just said DID is not a diagnosis, but it's a working diagnosis. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna say that it's gonna classify it under the diagnosis category. So I have like, the way my doctor put it on that school accessible form, he put trauma or stress related disorder with dissociative features. So I'm gonna label it as that because that's how my doctor is clinically describing it as. I have BPD, I have either unspecified psychotic disorder or otherwise specified schizophrenia spectrum disorder. He's wrote it as 2 different things on paperwork that I've seen. I don't know if I said it's a major depressive and BPD. Those are like the main few that like really rock my shit. So I just want to talk about like how all of these symptoms kind of manifest in my life, and then when I'm in a state, I'm not in crisis now, but I'm unwell for the most part, like especially comparatively for the last like 5 months. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about how these symptoms play out on a day-to-day basis. So the DID stuff is a little strange because I went through months ago, like in the spring of this year, I went through a pretty intense crisis period where I was getting flashbacks. And when I mean like this body, we were experiencing flashbacks, and it was making us become extremely unstable, suicidal, hypervigilance, a lot of PTSD symptoms, and it led to us being hospitalized. But since then, since it was what we think happened now was the trauma holder who had all these memories, Zendaya, we think she split, so those memories are now somewhere else. We don't know who that alter is, that person is. We don't know what happened to them. They're just not with Zendaya anymore, so they're not with us anymore. So since then, it hasn't really been like the main aspect of like trauma DID is like, or trauma multiplicity, I should say, is like the trauma, right? So that hasn't really been prevalent in my life for months now. So there's still other things that really are like not like ideal or like harmful towards my life because I have multiple. Some of those being that like the amnesia, which I think is never going to go away, unfortunately. One of the things I really want in the discovery process of learning about multiple is like hopefully process the memories and then don't have amnesia anymore. If I could actually remember my memories, that'd be the biggest dream I could ever have in my life. Like, I know I talk about it a lot and we talk about it a lot, but like I don't think people understand like how much of my life is robbed from me because it's not being stored in memories that are accessible to me. Now, whether those are being stored somewhere else or they're not being coded and implanted into my long-term memory, I'm not sure. But like I've just spoken about before, like I've lost relationships that now I don't even remember, and these were like major relationships in my life, and I don't have a single memory of them that I can look back on. I think about, thankfully I've never had anyone die in my family that was super close to me, but like, my mom's getting pretty old, or if there's a tragic death with like someone else who's, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to think about that, but like if it was someone else, like I wouldn't be able to remember them, and like that kind of like fucks me up sometimes, like. And then like I think like the career aspirations I want to do, like I have such a difficult time remembering like important casework information that I've done, or things that my participants have told me that I need to work towards, or just like anything important that I should remember at my job. I have really a hard time remembering, and the way it like works at my job is we use something called Slack, or even if you use like Teams, which I've done at other jobs, it's not like there's no way for me to do like individual. There kind of is. I don't want to get into work right now, but basically like I can't just like go into work and like read a summary of the day like how some jobs do. We don't do that at my job, so it's really hard for me to like keep track of everything that has been done in the past. So it's like affecting my like work-life balance, my home-life balance. School, of course, similar to work, like just learning. Like I took a program called Child Youth Care in you didn't hear that? In the city I'm from, it's in Ontario, and I have to restart this video. No, it's okay. It's fine. So, I took a program called Child and Youth Care, and I don't remember a single thing I was taught there. Like I think, like the lessons I learned led to like how I perceive things and how I behave on things and how I handle crisis or escalations. Like I think the knowledge is with me, but it's not readily accessible anymore. So there's like I feel like I'm losing valuable theories or practical skills that I've learned while in college or in university that I no longer can retain. So there's like a lot of different areas in my life that like memory, and that's just memory. That's like one part of like being multiple. Another part is the conflicting like ideas that we have for where we want our lives to go, like, or the different things that we want. Like it's really hard to like figure out like I don't want to be selfish and like be like, it's my life, like I'm gonna do what I want, fuck you guys. I want to do that to my system because I understand like we're on this journey together, and also it's like, who knows, something can happen to like me, River, and then I'm gone forever, or I integrate, or I split, and like I just lose important core pieces of myself. So I don't want to like structure my life in a way where my own choices are number one and the only one that's being done, but at the same time it's like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm like the father of a family and I have to provide for all these children. I have to look out for my other alters. So like that stress is eating me up. Like I say all that to say, like, you know, like Brielle really wants more female clothes, and she wants a wig, and she wants, what else does she want? I think that's like the main thing she wants. She wants, I don't know if I said wigs. She wants a wig and wings and more female clothes. And then Zendaya wants more witch stuff. And like Montreal just, he's actually not that bad. He doesn't ask for much. But the children like want more toys and stuff, like, and that's just the ones that I know about now. Like I'm sure there's gonna be more who want their own things, and it's like, I'm financially independent, right? So it's like, I have to pay for my bills and shit, and it's just hard to like I also have my own shit that I want to buy too, and it's like trying to figure out and prioritize the resources we have for what we can do is just tricky. Going back to the last video, I think this ED started, I'm not going to name names, but because one of my alters, they have really bad like body image issues with this body, and I wonder if like it's their passive influence, or if it's just like they're taking control, or their like belief about how my body is like made me biased towards it, and now I'm having negative behaviors. I don't want to say negative because I don't want to be unhealthy, I should say. Unhealthy behaviors towards my like lifestyle. So I think like that's too, like it's just like having ideas in your head that you don't relate to or you don't understand will still have impact on your behavior, because whether you want to admit it or not, it's your mind, it's your body, whether we share it or not. So there's like things that it's almost like if you have like a bad influence in your life, not that like this alter's a bad influence, but like if you have a influence in your life, whether it's good or bad, if you hear something enough times, you're gonna change, right? So I feel like I've spent 12 minutes just talking about DID, and I kind of want to talk about more videos. So I think maybe I'll just make this a mini series. So this one is gonna be DID. Probably right after this video, I'll do like BPD or something. I don't necessarily remember the point of this video. I think I'm talking about how the disorders that I have manifest in my life. So yeah, I think I've talked about alters, influence, amnesia. What's another thing that gets me? Or trauma too. I think from looking, I don't know, so if I've spoken about this before, I'm a pretty insightful person. I've been told that by clinicians and that by workers that I've had, and I've also like, I think I'm also like fairly emotionally intelligent, and I can just tell that by like how I see other people and how I see myself. I'm not placing any judgment on that or anything. I'm just saying that there's a difference in me with that. But one of the things I lack, going back to the amnesia, is I lack the ability to track and then reflect and then kind of digest symptoms that I'm having. So it's easy for me to talk for the most part, but it's also a challenge for me to really like be like, this is everything that's going wrong with me, and this is everything that I want to fix, and this is everything that this direct disorder is causing me to do. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'm going to try my best. So yeah, I think it's going to be like 4 videos of me wearing the same outfit, but I don't want to make this like a 45-minute video. So yeah, I hope you guys don't mind, but stay tuned for, I think I'll probably do depression next, because that's like the next big one. But I'm also talking really quietly because it's like 3 a.m. and like I'm in like a hallway with rooms, and I don't want people to like wake up or hear me talking or anything. So I think it should be okay like volume wise, but I'll check after. All right, thanks guys.